I'm David Foley Jr., and I'm playing Tom Keeney in the Funny Girl Tour.
All right. Well, again, thank you so much for talking to us today, David. I really, really appreciate it.
No, thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
I am very excited about this tour. So I believe this is the first national tour since the show opened like 60 years ago. So
That is correct. This is the first time the show's been out on the road since the original Broadway production in the 60s.
that is wild. So for me, just getting started with the interview, I feel like there may be a lot of people that may not be as familiar with the show as other shows. So can you give us just a quick summary of what audiences can expect to see with Funny Girl?
Yeah, sure. Funny Girl is the story of Fanny Brice, who was a real person. She's a historical figure. She was one of the most successful entertainers of her day. And what makes her story especially interesting is that she achieved all this fame at a time when women weren't really being hired for those kind of jobs. In those days, the men were the comics, the girls got on stage and looked pretty and danced. And Fanny kind of crashed through that glass ceiling and sort of paved the way for the Carol Burnett's and the Lucille Balls and the Tina Feys of the rest of that century.
I love that. And I love that despite the fact that this show is an older production, it still feels incredibly relevant today.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, these are issues that that are still being talked about. In the workplace. There's a love story in Funny Girl, and at the crux of it is how Nikki Arnstein, her love interest, deals with having this incredibly successful partner. So yeah, these stories, we hear about this today. Absolutely.
What was it about this show in particular that kind of drew you to this role?
It's funny. If there's one thing that I love to do as an entertainer, it's make people laugh, and this show keeps people laughing. So I really enjoy the role of Keeney for being able to get up there and crack people up every night. It's a lot of fun.
So I know a lot of people may only be familiar with Funny Girl from the movie with Barbara Streisand, of course.
Sure.
I know there will be some people in our Houston audiences that have seen the show on Broadway. Are there any big differences that we can expect from this touring production?
Absolutely, yeah. We the book got a big overhaul from Harvey Fierstein. So he kind of spruced it up for contemporary audiences. And Michael Mayer's take is very fresh. And you're gonna get to see Katarina McCrimmon perform the role, and she's a very exciting young performer to be able to come in and see the start of her career.
Yeah, I will say, having seen some of her singing on different interviews and things like that, it's very exciting that we're going to get to see that live here in Houston.
Yeah, she's terrific. She's really wonderful.
What has it been like on tour so far with this incredibly talented cast and crew and getting to see the country doing this show?
It's been a blast. We're closing in on the end of our first year on the road, so we've been to dozens of cities across America at this point. We've become a really tight-knit, really a family, traveling together, working together, living in the same hotels on the road. It's been a really wonderful, special experience. And getting to tell the story and getting to see audiences light up has been something that, as a group, we've really had a blast with, really, really enjoyed. I've done a few national tours before this, and I can say this has really been one of my favorite experiences.
What can we expect as far as sets and costuming during the show? That's one of the things I always look forward to see on a big Broadway stage. Like, what can we expect to see there?
Oh yeah, so costumes are designed by Susan Hilferty, who is a Tony Award winning designer of many shows, including Wicked and others. The costumes are beautiful. They are throwbacks to the period, but are also bright and vivacious. And the sets are a real tribute and homage to the era of vaudeville. You'll see that throughout the show. Big flashing glitzy lights and really gorgeous drops, painted flats, that sort of thing. It's a really beautiful production, and it really works great on the road. This being a show about a traveling performer and a traveling troupe, getting to be that traveling troupe and bring our show to your town is really kind of a special thing that you wouldn't have even seen on Broadway. It works in a completely different way.
I love that. That is very exciting to hear.
Yeah.
For you personally, do you have a favorite part of the show that you look forward to audiences experiencing every night?
I do. my character, Mr. Keeney, he needs a lot of convincing to be told that Fanny Bryce is right for his stage. He's very proud of the theater he runs, and he thinks he knows his business. And this woman comes along, and the moment that she kind of gets one up on him and shows the audience what she is, it's really a very fun moment every night. For me in the role, but also for the audience when they say, she gotcha, So I don't want to give too much away of the moment, but that's always fun for me every night, to see the audience light up at the same time that, that Fanny Bryce starts rising. It's pretty great.
Oh, I love that. I always like to end on this question. What do you think it is about Funny Girl that kind of keeps audiences coming back again and again? And why do you think Houston audiences need to come out and see Funny Girl?
Sure. It's the complete package. When you talk about like a traditional old school musical, it has it all. It's got these memorable songs, Don't Rain on My Parade, and people that, are just in the musical theater history. Everyone knows them, everyone loves them. And then on top of that, you've got this great story that is very funny, but also very touching. And then you add on top of that these elaborate tap numbers and these big showgirl situations, and you really have like the ultimate musical experience. So, there are different kind of musicals for everybody. There are people who like the contemporary stuff. There are people who like, the jukebox, Jersey Boys type musicals, But if you're looking for just an old school, something that's going to make you laugh, make you clap, make you cry a little bit, this is the one. I think Houston audiences are going to love it.
Well, there you have it, guys. You need to come on down to the Hobby Center and check out Funny Girl. The show is going to be in town August 20th through the 25th. Tickets are going to be on sale at thehobbycenter.org. David, you have been absolutely lovely. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All right. Houston audience, we will see you very, very soon. David, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.